Spider-Man is the greatest superhero franchise we have ever seen, and today I am going to be doing a tier list of every single Spider-Man related movie, and that is going to include the 3 Venom movies. Make sure to leave a thumbs up if you enjoy and comment down below what tier list you want to see next. Let's hop right into the video. Starting off, we've got Spider-Man 1, the OG movie with Tobey Maguire, one of the highest rated Spider-Man movies of all time. One to be considered one of the greatest just superhero movies of all time. If you don't remember, Green Goblin was the main villain of that one. It was a fantastic beginning to the Spider-Man saga. I am going to put it into A tier. I don't think that it's the best Spider-Man movie. I don't think it deserves to be an S tier. Before it being the first, it pioneered the franchise and it was a fantastic start to the series. There's no way for me to put it any other way. Next up, we've got Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is one of the greatest superhero movies I personally have ever seen. The relationship between Peter and Doc Ock is one of the most special ones we've seen between a hero and a villain in pretty much any form of media. What is there not to like about Spider-Man 2? It's one of the best things we've ever seen, but do I think it's a perfect movie? Do I think it deserves to be an S tier? I genuinely do not believe so. I don't love the Mary Jane casting. I do think it's better than Spider-Man 1, so I'd put it ahead of it, but I think that they are both A-tier movies. I only will put movies that I deem as perfect 10 out of 10s in S tier. So these two movies, while I'd argue they're about 8.8 to 9.5s on the 10 scale, they are not 10 out of 10 movies. There are flaws within them. Spider-Man 1 has its own issues. It drags at moments, but Spider-Man 2, however, has far less of those issues. It's a great story, great dynamic. Like I said, I just don't love certain characters in Spider-Man 2. Easily the worst Mary Jane, Gwen Stacy, whatever love interest of all the franchise movies. So with that being said, I can't put it S tier. Next, we've got Spider-Man 3. I really enjoyed this movie. I think it gets the most flack of the 3. I liked having a Venom. I liked how they had the new Goblin in there. I liked Sandman. Sandman is one of the most special villains, I think, in the franchise, at least in the first 3 movies. What is there to not enjoy about the villains that we see in this movie? Obviously not the best one we've seen. I'm going to put this one into B tier. It's not quite the same as Spider-Man 1 and 2, but Spider-Man 3 is still a very special movie and deserves much more credit. I wish they explored a little bit more with the Brock or Eddie and Peter. I think was his name Eddie or was it Brock? I don't really remember. When he was trying to steal his job, I thought that was awesome. It was so good. Spider-Man 3 is so good. Stop hating on Spider-Man 3. Okay, next up we've got The Amazing Spider-Man. Everybody before No Way Home came out pooped on these movies. Nobody liked these movies except for your boy. I have always liked the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Everybody that poops on the Amazing Spider-Man movies are wrong. There is nothing wrong with them. They are just as good, if not better, than the Tobey Maguire movies. Andrew Garfield, to me, is the better Spider-Man. This is not a take I had after No Way Home. I've been saying this. The Amazing Spider-Man is actually the one that I started with. So, for all you Tobey Maguire fans, I'm sorry. Andrew Garfield is better. I thought I mixed them up for a second. I got very scared. Okay, The Amazing Spider-Man. A tier. A tier. It's not better than Spider-Man 2. I don't think. Is it? No. It's not better than Spider-Man 2, but it's better than the first Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man is awesome. I love the Lizard. Gwen Stacy with Peter is awesome, and her dad being the cop. I just love that storyline so much. What is there not to like about it? I mean, the Lizard's motivations are stupid, and it's ridiculous, and we don't really get that much deep dive into it, but he is an awesome monster. He is a great monster. There's nothing to not enjoy about that one. Next up, we've got The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Also gets far too much hate. Electro is a good villain. I thought it was a fantastic ending. Gwen Stacy died. The love interest died. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man had to go through so much. He had to watch her dad die, had to watch her die, Uncle Ben died. He went through a crap ton in his movies, and he only had 2. Again, Electro's motivations were a little bit meh to me. Both the villain arcs are a little bit, they're not as good as the first two Spider-Man movies, and The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is not as good as the first Amazing Spider-Man, but The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is still a fantastic movie and does not need to get pooped on the way it does. I'm putting it into B tier, ahead of Spider-Man 3 as well. Next up, we've got the Tom Holland Spider-Man. So first, we've got Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man Homecoming is one of one. I thought that it was a fantastic movie. It was a different take on Spider-Man. While you may like that, you may like it, you may dislike it. I liked the different twist. We didn't really get to see him do too many Spider-Man things without the help of Iron Man. But as a Marvel guy, I didn't have a problem seeing the integration with Iron Man. I thought that it was an interesting story. Sure, I would have liked to see Spider-Man maybe be Spider-Man more, but it felt like a very grounded movie despite the impact Iron Man was having in it and how much he appeared. I liked the villain Vulture, one of the better villains we've had in any Spider-Man movie, in my opinion, and he's such a low-level villain. For him to be one of the best we've seen is crazy, but it's true. It's just so enjoyable to see a good villain. It was a grounded movie in my opinion, with good little Marvel twists in there. I liked the love interest with Liz. That was also a new creative take. There honestly was nothing to dislike about Homecoming. I don't know why it gets hated on as much as it does. I think that Spider-Man Homecoming is an A-tier movie. Next up, we've got Spider-Man Far From Home. I saw this one in theaters. I haven't seen any of these other movies in theaters. Far From Home is the first Spider-Man movie I ever got to see in theaters, and I loved it. Well, love is a strong term. After a rewatch, I didn't love it as much, but that movie pissed me off. I remember getting out of the movie and being pissed that they revealed Spider-Man's identity, and that's because the movie was that good. Mysterio, one of the more impactful villains in pretty much in the MCU. In the MCU, he changed the MCU because everybody would still know who Spider-Man is, if not for Mysterio and the impact he had. And Peter was so dumb in Spider-Man 2, and it pisses me off because we know Peter Parker's not that dumb. He's not making that many dumb decisions. That whole movie was just a mind-boggling mess. However, it has one of, if not the best, it has a top 3 scene in all of Spider-Man movies where he's fighting the drones and has to use his Spidey sense. Finally, we get to see him be Spider-Man a little bit more in Spider-Man 2, or should I say, Far From Home. Yeah, Far From Home. With that being said, I'm going to put that one into B tier. Notice how there's no C, D, F tiers because as of right now, these are all fantastic movies and ones that I would watch again, and I would suggest to all of you, if you haven't seen them, watch these Spider-Man movies. But you're not watching this video if you haven't seen the Spider-Man movies, so comment down below what your favorite Spider-Man movie is right now. I want to read all of them. I want to see what all of you have to say. What's your favorite Spider-Man movie and which one is the worst in your opinion? Do not include the Venom movies. I want to see what your least favorite Spider-Man movie is. Okay, next up, the last Tom Holland movie, No Way Home, which featured Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, and a buttload of villains that we've seen in all the movies that I've covered so far. And I think that it is justified to say that No Way Home is a 10 out of 10 movie, one of the greatest movies I have ever seen, easily in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Spider-Man No Way Home is an S tier movie. There's no doubt about it. If you try to hate on this movie, it is not a nostalgia movie. I did not have the nostalgia of the movie. I didn't grow up with Spider-Man. I didn't start watching Spider-Man till I was like 14, okay? I was like a freshman in high school when I started watching all the Spider-Man movies, and even then I started with The Amazing Spider-Man. I don't have the same nostalgia factor, and I still loved the movie. It was fantastic. Even if you didn't know what happened in the first 2 franchises as far as Spider-Man went, you could still enjoy the movie. Aunt May dying, fantastic scene there. We got to see Spider-Man deal with that. We got to see him deal with like how to be. It was a lot of ethical decision making for Spider-Man, and it was just amazing. It was just amazing. It gives me chills thinking about it. Now, oh man, we're on to the mother load. I talk about a positive video. Spider-Man into... No, that's just... I'm just forgetting what the first cartoon Spider-Man is. What is it called? Oh god, animated Spider-Man movies. Let's see, what is it called? I thought it was called Into the Spider-Verse. Okay, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I was scared that it was a cross, but yeah, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Despite me forgetting the title just now, It is an S tier movie. I don't think I need to spend much time on it. One of the greatest movies of all time. Like how I just said, No Way Home is one of my top 5. This is also a top 5 movie, in my opinion. Oh my gosh, the animation style is one of one. A whole new twist on Spider-Man, and a perfect one at that. An amazing movie, capped off by an even better sequel in Across the Spider-Verse, also an S tier movie. Both of those are 10 out of 10s. All 3 movies you see in S tier are 10 out of 10 movies. Across the Spider-Verse was a masterpiece, absolutely zero flaws. You can't tell me I'm wrong. There's nothing wrong with that movie. It is a perfect movie. It's a good rewatch. It's fun to, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to go here because it's so perfect. It is so perfect. Those 2 movies, the Spider-Verse franchise is fantastic, and if the third one is just as good, that is going to be the greatest trilogy of all time, and it's not even close. And now we've got the final 3 movies, which are going to be the Venom movies. The first Venom, I thought that it was fine. It wasn't great. Not as good as anything in B tier. I'm going to put the first Venom into C tier. I thought that it was fine. I like the actual Venom is awesome in the movie. We haven't seen a Venom quite that good, but the story is boring, the movie drags, and it's just not an entertaining movie. Then we've got Venom, Let There Be Carnage. That movie was bad. Very bad, very forgettable. Erase it from my memory. Put that in F tier. And last but not least, the final Venom movie. I thought that this was better than Let There Be Carnage, but it wasn't great. I'd like to see better from their franchise. Like, Sony needs to stop making movies. It is what it is. Hand over the rights to Marvel. Marvel would absolutely crush a Venom movie. But with that being said, I'll put it into D tier. This is my final Spider-Man movie ranking tier list. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Agree, disagree, but more importantly, I want to see your favorite Spider-Man movie in the comments, so make sure to leave that down below. You can follow me on Instagram, DM me on Instagram if you want to talk Spider-Man, talk media, talk anything at all. I am all open ears. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and until next time, y'all, peace out.